I never had control on a script in my life more than in this movie. I know that Julian Fellowes is a big name, fantastic screenwriter, but the reality is that at the very beginning, I got a script which was only dialogue, no description at all, no blocking. And it was very interesting. I don't know if it was an experiment, but certainly it was incredibly involving. You didn't need to know where you were because you were in a state of mind where you would witness these two kids fall in love, and I think that the secret was that for the first time, I mean, the question is, why making another Romeo and Juliet? Do you go flashier than Baz Luhrmann? Do you go more classical or bigger in scope than Zeffirelli? And that 1 hour and a half, where I read the script at the end, I was in tears, taught me that Julian wanted to go deeper. For the first time, he wanted all the characters, even the most secondary ones, although there are no secondary characters in movies, to participate to this tragedy and to be, to function as an emotional conduit, between the story and the audience. So I was blown away by that. And then it started the easiest process of collaboration, I would put flesh over the bones, and I would tell, Julian how I would see a scene, where I would see it, why it was important for me to push back the story for 100 years. So setting it during the Renaissance, I suppose that's the edge of the dark age where this Zeffirelli movie takes place, shooting in real locations, and, setting in 1512, when all these beautiful buildings existed already. I suppose that's 100 years before, where the architecture was completely different. And I wanted to take advantage of the color palette of all the maestros of the Renaissance, of course. So what was incredible is that Julian was always on call. He came to the set 2 or 3 times, for a few days, because he's a lord, and also he has a job in the British Parliament. But he was always, available to finesse something. I would call him right, from the set, and it was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful, and the fact that I had such a great writer, allowed me to focus on the visuals, on the, we shot this movie in 7 weeks, so it was very, very quick, and we didn't have a big budget. So I was glad that there was somebody else taking care of the dialogue. This is the first time we didn't come up with the idea of the final duel with Paris. It's in the play. Right. But nobody has ever used it before, and I thought it was great. Also, I wanted to make a movie that moved, that had a sense of pacing, a sense of run, and some action sequences, not gratuitous, but absolutely, inherent, to what the reasons the story develops. Leon, of course, I'm a big Stanley Kubrick fan, and for me, it was a moral choice. Leon has been Stanley Kubrick's personal assistant for almost 30 years. He sacrificed his career as an actor to be Stanley Kubrick's second in command. He would do everything, to go to every theater, across the world to check the projector, supervising the prints, doing the cast. He helped to cast Full Metal Jacket. He found the boy from The Shining, Danny Lloyd. And I felt that for all the reasons that when somebody dies and people take over the estate, etc., that the first thing they did was to get rid of him. And I felt that this is a talent, and a Pandora box of very, very important, treasures in terms of knowledge, and passion. And I said, you're gonna be my everything. You're gonna be the dialogue coach. You're gonna watch over these kids because there are too many of them. So I'm gonna make sure that the accent, one is from Australia, Haley is from LA. So I want to make sure that we have consistency here, and I want you to play the apothecary. Actually, he acted in a movie, in a Stanley Kubrick movie, in Eyes Wide Shut. It was the Red Cloak, the guy who's is the master of the ceremony, and it was pretty scary. Just you don't see his face; it just see the mask. And Leon is such an incredible person, such an incredible human being, and I really look forward to do many other movies with him.